Everything's bigger and better in Texas. From the hats to the hair, the shoes to the boots, and the attitudes to the appetites. That's why this year's Rodeo Uncorked is bigger and better than ever. Let's go check it out. With the rising cost of gas, more and more people are taking the bus. In fact, Metro has reported a sizable increase in their revenues. Those that have been witnesses to or victims of attacks like Mr. Williams say they get it. They understand what beware of dog means. Their question is, do the owners? The city is busy rebuilding after the devastation left by Hurricane Ike, and here in downtown Houston, they're beginning by planting some new trees. Back to you.
Is an 11 News update.
Good morning, it's 10:21. I'm Nakia Cooper. 3 men are in police custody after officers believe they were involved in 2 home invasions overnight. Deputies say they found the same shell casings at both scenes. The first home invasion happened at the Copper Mill Apartments on FM 529 in northwest Harris County. Deputies say 3 men with bandanas over their faces began beating on the door of an apartment. A man and woman were home at the time. The suspects then blew a hole through the door with a shotgun. That killed the victim's dog. The woman was able to call deputies, and the suspects took off when they heard sirens approaching. Then around 2 this morning on Madison Oak, officers say the same 3 suspects kicked open a front door and demanded money. 2 adults and a 5-year-old child were in the home. One of the adults shot at the suspects and hit one of them. He's in the hospital. The other 2 suspects are behind bars. David Paul has the weather. We've heard this story before. Family finds home, bank approves loan. Mortgage payments shoot through the roof, and the family, well, they get the boot. And this sign goes up on the door. Because here at Shecky's Girls Night Out, everyone is shopping till they drop. In order to make the numbers on the scale go down, you need to start at the top. Adding to the loss and destruction caused by Hurricane Ike, Galveston is now losing historic trees. Thousands of them are either dormant or dead because they sat under a flood of salt water after the storm. The Texas Forest Service looked at which ones can be saved and which ones will need to be cut down. Experts are hoping some of the old trees will surprise them and bounce back. David Paul has the weather. The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is a Texas tradition that brings the crowds to town, and the food and wine tasting is its big official kickoff. Everything's bigger and better in Texas. From the hats to the hair, the shoes to the boots, and the attitudes to the appetites. That's why this year's Rodeo Uncorked is bigger and better than ever. Let's go check it out. There was no shortage of food and spirits as restaurants and wineries showcased their best. Kim Gagne came with an open mind and an empty stomach that she says she enjoyed feeling.
I've had everything. Literally everything. I started on that end, I walked all the way down, went around the corner, and then did the back end.
Okay.
The last thing I found was the wings, and it was very delicious.
Very good, very good. Yes. I'm going to go try some of those out myself. How about the wine?
The wines were very good. The Merlots were good. I stopped to try some different new wines that I normally wouldn't drink. So it was good. I enjoyed it.
Is this your first year?
This is my first year, and it was fun. I wish I would have started at 6 o'clock.
So more importantly, will you be back?
I will absolutely be back.
It wasn't just about the food and wine. Bear Dalton explains how the event benefits our youth.
The wine competition raises money for the bottom line of the rodeo, and the rodeo, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, supports youth and education in Texas. So part of it goes to scholarships, part of it goes to the Rodeo Institute for Teacher Excellence, which teaches reading skills in junior high and high school level kids.
From good food to great wine and, of course, plenty of dancing, Texans kicked off the rodeo with plenty of country style. She gears up like the rest of them, ready to tackle the 150-mile stretch from Houston to Austin for the MS 150 bike ride. But 59-year-old Fran Wallace is not like other cyclists.
I woke up one morning in December of 1989 and was unable to see out of my right eye. As the doctors did the tests, I was then diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
While they are riding for the cause, she is living with the disease.
My life with MS has been the loss of my vision, my identity, and almost my life.
She thought the activity she shared with her husband was lost forever.
Cycling has been a real big passion for me and my husband.
Now battling MS, Fran could no longer ride a bike. Even a simple stroll through the park proved almost to be too difficult. But then something miraculous happened. One-time gift made it possible for her to get a piece of her old life back.
One of our team captains, Jeff, he built a tandem bicycle, an old 1962 Huffy frame that he modified.
Fran and others with chronic diseases proved that with help, anything is possible. Crossing the finish line made Fran a true champion for the cause.
I'm able to ride on a bike and cross the finish line, and my husband and I will be doing that together again. I'm living my life again. I'm having so much fun that I never thought I could ever feel like this again.
Nakia Cooper reporting. We all do the same thing with the contents of this can. We drink it. And in our efforts to save the environment, we recycle it. But there is one feature of this can that's worth a lot more than you think. This little pop top is changing the lives of women here and around the world. Last night, we found out how. In the midst of the martinis, makeovers, and shopping mayhem at Shecky's Girls Night Out in downtown Houston, we found out that going green can be trendy. A community in Brazil teamed up to turn collector trash into fashionable treasure. Lead designer Esmeralda explains how they turn soda pop tops into merchandise.
Every single piece has been recycled. I work with a community of about 100 women in Brazil that makes this. And so we go from the ground up. We buy from the people that dig into the garbage cans, pull every single one of them.
And this creative crafting is making more jobs in the community.
We support about 100 women in the community, giving them jobs that otherwise, for their level of education, they couldn't afford, they couldn't make that kind of money by manufacturing other goods, because everything that we do is fair traded. So everything that they make, they get paid per piece, so they can work as much or as little as they want.
It is also a family affair.
There are also moms and grandmas that can, have their kids. They can babysit their kids and work out of their homes, or they can go in and work as a community.
So next time, before you send those cans off to some random assembly line, pop the tops and get in touch with Esmeralda. You never know if your top will become one of fashion's greatest accessories, proving that we can look good and do good at the same time. Nakia Cooper reporting. We're here at Fat Body's Gym, where our fitness expert says that in order to make the numbers on the scale go down, you need to start at the top. It's the battle of the bulge, and many people are in the diet fight of their lives. Weight Watchers jump from one diet fad to another just to balloon up again. Well, 2008 Pro Figure champion Jennifer Winter says that losing weight is not only about what you put in your mouth, it's what's in your mind that affects your body. So Jennifer, in your opinion, what's the real key to losing weight?
Well, it really starts in the mind. If you can't get your mind right, you can't get your workout right.
I know that men and women train differently.
That is true.
So what are some of the target areas that you would like to focus on with women?
With women, a lot of times they come in, they say, I want to lose this right here, or I want all this cheese gone from here. So a lot of time it would be the abs and the legs and glutes.
Jennifer is a 37-year-old mother of 3 who's taken the top title in her last 4 competition. But in one word, what's her secret?
Discipline. You gotta have discipline. And then you gotta have a love for working out, a passion for it. The thing is, if you look good, you feel good. So that's me.
That's good. Thank you so much. Whew, that was some workout, and now I'm cooling down. But remember, Jennifer says that quick fixes are just temporary solutions to lifelong problems. They heard his cries.
He like, help, help.
And they did what they could.
Picked up sticks, rocks.
But brothers Danerick and Freddie were no match for 2 pit bulls that ripped apart their neighbor. 79-year-old Robert Williams lost an eye and almost his life. His story is a familiar one, which continues a familiar debate about a dog breed that some say can turn from loving to lethal when they break free from their owners. The unpredictability of pit bulls has been a hot-button issue for many years now. Opposers say they are natural-born killers, while defenders claim the breed is lovable. This has prompted us to look more closely at the animal. Besides, the pit bull has been in the spotlight since before television had Technicolor. There was Petey, the lovable patch-eyed pooch from the Little Rascals, today's hip-hop mascots featured on rapper DMX's video, and sadly, the victims of convicted NFL player Michael Vick's dogfighting ring. Dog lover Darren Gasson says that people program their pets to kill.
I used to own a pit bull and I didn't have any problems whatsoever. I think it's people that program these dogs to be so violent and vicious.
And what do you have now?
I have a Rottweiler now, a loving Rottweiler.
Studies show that 65% of all dog-related deaths are due to pit bulls. Coming in second is the Rottweiler. Those that have been witnesses to or victims of attacks like Mr. Williams say they get it. They understand what beware of dog means. Their question is, do the owners? Nakia Cooper reporting.